90 sessions. So we have a massive proliferation of dialysis centers right now. From my house in Commonwealth down to Manila doctors, we have right now detached dialysis center. So even in provinces right now. Now, the other problem is infection. And some of these are maybe upcasing. But this is worse. You have right now cases of increased cesarean section about 30% to 40%. Because as discussed this morning, it's because of the incentive. And then you have a Senate hearing on cataract right now. Remember, that's about July of last year. When doctors turn a blind eye to this problem, then you have a problem. Pun intended, really. Alright, pun intended. So because of the incentives related to this, then this has become a problem. Now, I got this from Secretary on the PDI, July 2015. Because of the syntax, and we're addressing the lowest quintile, the government through the subsidy, the premium of 15 million for Filipinos. So right now, the syntax will give about 40 to 50 billion to address the lowest quintile right now. Now, what the syntax has already achieved on its first year's 100 billion. Right now, it's reported by Kim Hinares, it's about 140 billion. 140 billion. Now, that's on the finance side. How about on the health side? Since 2008, the incidence or the prevalence of smoking has reduced from 31 to 23%. And basically related to those who never smoke. So you have the finance side, it's good. How about the health objectives? The prevalent smoking among adult Filipinos went down from 31 to 23.3%. This means about 4 million smokers. The drop is not from people who stop smoking, it is from people who avoid starting to smoke. And because the problem is actually the poor and the young, therefore you actually prevent them from smoking because of the cost. And at least 70,000 deaths have been averted since 2013. Now, the health benefits were greatest in the price-sensitive population. That's the poor, the vulnerable group, the rural folk, the very young, and the very old right now. This actually should be the case. Now, as a physician, right now we're discussing with Carlo here, what would you be your strategy? As a physician, we're trained this way. What is the diagnosis right now? Where are we now in the current healthcare system? Where do we want to go in the next 6 years or in the next 2 decades? It's a gargantuan task, really. And the $64 question is, how do you get there? That's the blueprint or the plan of action. So, do we know right now the diagnosis for the human resource problem? So, where are we right now? So, there are good news and bad news about the Philippine health situation. The PhilHealth coverage has increased from 51% to 88% in 2015. But PhilHealth utilization remains low, especially among the poor, only 33%. And perhaps with the help of the syntax funds, we'll be able to solve that. The health budget increased from the time of Dr. David, Dr. Duque, and the current health secretary to about 205 billion. But the number of Filipinos who die without seeing a healthcare worker increased from 43 to 65%. Still, we have a problem right now of migration, and we have a problem as well in other areas. So, why healthcare workers leave? Unemployment, unfilled positions, underemployment, they're underpaid for the workload, misemployed, unjust working conditions, or perhaps since the government is in charge of that, some appointments may actually be politically motivated. And why workers stay? Of course, that's the altruism in medicine to serve the country and to be with their family. So where do we want to go? Ideally, a primary care system. So this is from the account of a municipal health officer from Busuanga. And he saw this patient, Mr. Jose, 42 years old from Boswanga, with high blood pressure and diabetes and tuberculosis. Right, so no consultation because it's quite far from Manila. It's actually near Palawan. No medications. While here, you have Mrs. Rosette, similar to Mr. Oscar Picasso, with a problem. When you have diarrhea, you go to a gastroenterology, perhaps. Stroke, you go to a neurologist. When you have high blood pressure, you go to Secretary Cabral. Diabetes, you go to an endocrinologist. And then you have kidney problem, you go to Secretary on at the NKI. And then when you go out, you go to Dr. Clemente Amante right now. And then when you have pneumonia, refer that to Dr. Milaroa, sir. Dr. Roa. Correct. So you will end up with this kind of disparity. And how about Mrs. Rosette and Mr. Picasso? So you have tremendous amount of medications right now because each doctor, I bet you, will actually prescribe one medication at least for the 6 diseases. But you have a lot of risk factors right now. You have one in every Filipinos, as presented in the Philippine College of Physicians by the Philippine Society of Endocrinologists, are overweight. And if they are overweight, some of them will be hypertensive. Some of them will have diabetes. Some of them will have high cholesterol. And some of them are smokers. So you have multiplicity of risk factors right now. You have tremendous medications right now. And all of that will line up at the clinic of a famous internist at Makati Medical Center. But the problem here is the same in the rural area as well. So where is the inequity there, or the equity? So you have too little healthcare, and you have too much healthcare in the urban area. So the primary care system, I borrowed this from Dr. Dance because I cannot draw. So basically it's just like an ocean, divided into 3 floors. You have the primary care, the secondary, and you have the tertiary care. That's in Manila. Alright, the primary care will be the snorkels, the one using snorkel. And then secondary care, you have some deep divers. But you need an instrument right now or a device to see. But most here in Manila will go right now to the tertiary care rather than go to the primary care. And this is actually